All right, so I took a look, see one of the top trending coins yesterday, the day before that, and the day before that, Gala Games, up something like 20%, 40%. I think it went up 60% overall in the last 3 days. So I took a look and see why. It looks like they inked some deal with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Mark Wahlberg. Now, here's the thing that you need to know. I didn't really do a deep dive into it. The reason is I bought Gala Games a long time ago, before the bear market. So I own a pretty decent amount, and I never sold it. Yeah, it dropped a lot over the last year and a half. I didn't really notice how much it dropped. In crypto, as far as I'm concerned, something drops 30, 40%. It's par for the course. For something like Gala Games, it seemed like a pretty decent gain system. So I bought a decent amount a long time ago and just held on to it. Figured when the bull market returns, Gala Games is going to do pretty well. Now, I'm not saying that the bull market is returning, but here's something you need to know. Here's the difference between crypto and other types of investments. For example, this morning I was watching a stock show while I was eating, and I noticed I think it was Bed Bath & Beyond is up 20% for the day. Now, when you're watching a stock show in regular investing and you see something that's up 20%, you're basically already too late for the party. You see something up 20%, there's no point in buying at that point. Why? You missed out. But with crypto, it's not the case. Had I not owned enough Gala Games, I would have easily bought based off a 30% spike. And with crypto, it is especially if you investigate the tokenomics of a project. Gala Games is something like 50 billion coins in circulation. Okay, that's kind of a lot, but it's a 300 million market cap, which means news that prompts a huge run up, 20%, something like that, that could easily continue for days. Why? Because the market cap is so minuscule, so relatively small. So when you see something shooting up in crypto, now I'm not saying this is the beginning of a bull market. It wouldn't surprise me because the bull market could start in crypto again at any time. But when there is a bull market, it's relatively easy to make, decent amount of especially trading, decent amount of cash in crypto. Why? I noticed, for example, UFO gaming. Now, I'm not sure if this is related. Again, I didn't do a deep dive. I also own UFO gaming, decent amount. I bought a long time ago. I also noticed UFO gaming was trending. It was up something like 15%. Now, I'm not sure why. I didn't investigate with UFO gaming, but that could easily be. This happens in crypto a lot. But there's a lot of dumb logic in crypto that happens where people go, oh, Gala Games is up 40%. What is akin to Gala Games? That isn't quite, that's further down the pecking order. That's a smaller market cap. And they go, oh, look, UFO gaming. So I'm not saying that that's what happened. I have no idea, but it wouldn't surprise me. Back a year ago, there was a whole run-up on metaverse coins. And a big part of that was just sentiment about metaverse. Remember, price is only a snapshot of the sentiment of a project at a given time. That's where the opportunity lies. Why I've been saying that Solana is a really good investment. And after I said that, Solana has gone up 40, 50% since I said that. That doesn't surprise me at all because the drawdown in Solana, the absolute cascade of sell-off was because of sentiment. It wasn't because of anything in the ecosystem of Solana itself. I mean, there was a little bit. There was a couple of announcements that 2 of their big NFT projects jumped ship. But overall, nothing had changed in terms of their ecosystem. In crypto, what is going to bring the value to a gaming coin? Pretty simple. How many people play the game? Is it being used by a lot of people? Is it popular? Is it growing in popularity? So back in the day with the metaverse projects, part of what made metaverse shoot up in sentiment was that Facebook had this big announcement. They were changing their name to MetaBook Platforms, and they were going to do a big, huge investment in the metaverse. That's part of the initial catalyst for why I had Sandbox and Mana at the time, and they went through the roof. They went from something like, I don't remember the exact run-up, but they went from something like 30 cents to somewhere $5, $8. I don't remember the specifics. And a lot of coins that were related to metaverse or metaverse coins followed suit. Now, I noticed that Sandbox and Mana are doing well as of late. Again, I haven't done a deep dive in a long time because I own a decent amount of both projects and I don't intend on selling them anytime soon. But my understanding of just what I know on the fly is that Sandbox's active community is really being played by a lot of people and it's a decent game and they're doing a lot. They're inking a lot of deals with corporate. Google and things like that are coming on board and actually buying NFTs in their universe. And Mana's kind of struggling. Not a lot of people use it. That's my understanding right now. Take that with a grain of salt. Why? Because again, I didn't investigate this prior to making the video. That's just what I seem to remember hearing off the top of my head. Bought both of them a long time ago. The only point I'm making is that sentiment changes. As in real investing, they say the trend is your friend. And, in crypto investing, things can move the needle really dramatically, really quickly on very little. And there is no such thing as late for the party necessarily because, Gala Games, if you wanted to see if it's a really good long-term investment, you'd have to do a deep dive and see, what type of games they're coming out with, how many people are using it. But overall, I would say for right now, it's a pretty safe bet that it will be doing well for the near future, just off of that deal with Dwayne The Rock. So right now it's trading at something like it's getting close to 5 cents. I could easily see it going up to 20, 25 cents. 35 cents, maybe even 50 is when you start to re-examine it and go, is this something for the long haul? If something goes up to, if you buy it at 5 cents and it goes up to 25 cents, you should sell a huge chunk of it and take the profits. Then you never have to worry about crypto. That's the secret to crypto, is when it has a big run up, 5X's on you, make sure you sell some of it so that you never have to think about it ever again. Why? Because you can sell enough that your original investment is made back plus 100%. Then whatever's left there, you just hold on to it and never think about it again. So, I didn't bother to really go deep. I'll probably check it out with Gala Games. Like I said, I bought a lot of it a long time ago, or a decent amount, so I didn't feel compelled to buy any more. And I'm not saying that the bull market is here, but crypto has been doing very well in the last 4 or 5 days. And when the bull market does return, it's really easy to make good profits on a lot of these coins. Why? Because there's not very big market cap involved. It's easy for things to double, triple in price. Easy. So, if you haven't bought in at Gala Games, I say, take a little nibble on it. Hold on to it. This is not financial advice. It's what I would do if I didn't own enough. But right now, I'm, pretty well satisfied. Don't need to get any more. If and when it hits 35 or 50 cents, I'll be looking to cash out some. Until then, I won't even really think about it very much. So, there you have it, kids. Just a little snapshot in time. Remember, that is what a price actually is. It is sometimes, more often than not, in real investing, the price is indicative of something important sometimes. So if you see in regular investing, a retail store or a company, their stock price drops 70%, that's usually a sign that something's deeply wrong. Not always, there's exceptions. Tesla dropped 60% over the last year. And it's, Amazon is down a lot over the last year. And nothing fundamental has changed about those companies. So the prognosis is the same. If something drops 50 to 60% and nothing has changed long-term about the value of the underlying asset, if there's still a good business like Amazon, I bought Amazon based off of that calculation. I never really thought about owning Amazon until I saw how far it got beat down over the last year. And then I was like, well, that's almost guaranteed to be a good investment. Make the same calculation with Netflix. I was never going to invest in Netflix. Why? Because there's so many of these, my phone has about 10 of them. Hulu, Amazon Prime, HBO Max. Those are the main ones, and Netflix. I use Netflix a lot. I like Netflix. I think it's actually pretty good. My wife and I were watching this cool French movie the other night. Thought it was great. But there's so much competition. So I was never even thinking about Netflix as a good investment for the long term. Why? Because so much competition. But then when I saw how much it got oversold, I was like, well, that's ridiculous. They're not going out of business. When you see something drop 60% in the regular stock market, you got to ask yourself, are they going to sell? Is Amazon going to still ship things anymore? Or are they done? They're not done at all. So that's a good opportunity. In crypto, it's the same principle. So Solana got killed. Something goes from $250, which is what it was at the peak, to $10. If nothing fundamental has changed, $10 is a really good price. And nothing all that fundamental had changed about Solana. Like I said, a couple of their big marquee name NFT projects had jumped ship. But overall, their ecosystem is strong and still growing really fast. So I still say Solana is a good buy. I bought a bunch at 10, and I'm not going to look at it again until it gets up to 35, 40, 50. Then I'll start thinking of, taking some profit off of that. But in the meantime, if you are listening to these videos, this is not financial advice, but buy Gala Games. It's not financial advice, though, but, take a nibble on it. And sell it at 35, 50 cents. That's what I would do if I didn't already own a bunch. So there you have it, kids. Just another fun little day in the crypto market. I think the bull market will probably return to crypto sooner rather than later. And because of the calculation that I keep bringing up, the market value of the overall market cap of these projects is really, really, really small relative to other types of assets. If you hear about something with a 300 million market cap, that's relatively tiny, and you're seeing headlines about it. So that has a lot of room to run. It can get up to 50 cents, which would give it what I say, 50 billion, 50 billion coins in circulation. I think that's what it said. So it has a lot of room to run before you need to even think about it again. Take some profits off it and, So there you have it, kids. That is all. Get out there and win some.